What's up, everyone? How's it going? In this game, we have TheMista in red as the English, spawning in the southwest of Cliffside. On the northeast side, we have loueMT in blue as RUS. Very classic matchup. Two original civs. And we'll see what both of these players have prepared. This is game one of the EGC TV. I'll be dropping a link down in the description. I'm not going to cast the full series or anything like that. I saw this game, didn't realize what I was casting until after I loaded into the match, and everything will be down in the description. Where to find EGC, where to watch the rest of the games, things like that. Jumping back into this though, nothing has really came out of either of these or for either of these civs in terms of balance in the most recent patch for, what was it, December 6th, I think it was. So this is going to be a very, very standard style matchup for the most part. We have seen a lot of these two civilizations in the last 2 years. There might be some really good shenanigans here and there, but for the most part, we're going to be looking at a very standard RUS play, going out, get as much bounty as you possibly can, of course. TheMista as the English, most likely going to be going into the council hall, get anywhere between, let's say, 5 to 8 potential, wow, what are they called? Longbows. There we go. And that's basically it. I would be really surprised if we saw the king come out from TheMista. Realistically though, I don't think that's a bad play, considering loueMT, or well, RUS anyways, not Louis himself, but RUS, they do have access to early knights. The king would be able to help defend against that way better than the longbows would be able to, even with their palings. You'd be able to get a way better defense with the king, but in the long term, obviously the council hall will be way better. Holy moly. And as we get Abbey of the Kings is down for our red English player. Man, you know, sometimes I surprise myself, and this is one of those times. I'm really happy to see the Abbey of the Kings come down. It's going to be really good for the harass. It's going to be really good for defense. It's a good unit. It just sucks that Abbey of the Kings only does that. Like, if they made Abbey of the Kings into a stables as well or something, I think that would probably be a little bit too big of a buff, and then it'd be too similar to let's say the School of Cavalry for our French and French variant, and as well as the Imperial Hippodrome for our Byzantine. Like, I would like to see something out of the something else for Abbey of the Kings. It needs a huge buff in order to increase its viability. I think something needs to be done, because I'm getting tired of seeing council hall almost every game, unless apparently we jump into a random match of TheMista versus loueMT. I absolutely love this though. Let's see. We should be getting the king immediately. He just clicked up. King starts. Yeah, maybe some unique upgrades for cav units in here. I don't know. Something though. Something needs to be added to the Abbey of the Kings to make it better. Drop a comment down below, like, what you think they should do to Abbey of Kings. Wait, I keep saying, wait, Abbey of Kings. I keep saying Abbey of the Kings. There's no the or the in there. And also looks like we're going to be going up to a second TC for our English player, as well as our RUS. A lot on stone at the moment. 9 on stone, 7 on wood. 2 TC play for both players, and we have the king out. Where is he gonna go? He's gonna be going straight over to the stone, try to push them off, delay the second TC as much as it can. But loueMT is almost there, just 100 stone shy. And now he has enough. Second TC is going to be getting dropped right next to the gold. That's a pretty good position. The king should be able to go over there though, and at least get a potential kill, if not push them off to delay it. And on or up here for our English, second TC is going to be getting dropped off the deers and the gold. Where do you plan on dropping yours, Mister? Halfway done for our RUS second TC. It's getting, and our English TC is getting dropped at the wood line, in between the wood line and the gold. One other thing, let me know in the comments if the sound is coming out right, or if it's good enough, if it's not too loud, things like that. The in-game sound, that is. I did do a little bit of tweaking, a few mild adjustments. Charge comes in, unable to get a villager kill. Decent reaction from loueMT in order to pull his villagers, or garrison his villagers. Let me know what you guys think of the sound. Charge. Oh, that's a lot. That's a decent amount of damage on there. It does have pretty good out of combat healing though once it starts procking. But yeah, I did do a little bit of tweaking onto my in-game sound with the Streamlabs. That's what I use to record. So just let me know. Let me know if the settings are good enough for you guys. If not, what you guys think I should change. If it's too loud or if it's not consistent enough, just let me know. This king needs to chill for a little bit. It needs to gain a little bit more health. Stables is down for our RUS player, and that's all we have for him. The farm transition is coming through for TheMista already. He's not out of food. He still has the berry bushes in the back, as well as his deer right in front of his, to the north of his base. But that's gonna be one hell of a wall. Nice little boar right there too. If he's able to get a wall right there, clean across, even if you wanted to go up and just make a little, no, I think it'd be better if he just goes straight across, and then just straight across right here too. That way he's able to wall in the boar as well. First early night is out for loueMT. Second stables is getting dropped. It looked like, okay, so a third stables is getting dropped as well now. He's going to be going heavy into his cav units, as well as his little militia have made it over to Mista's base. The king has fully healed now. A little bit of stabby stab damage onto it. Nothing too extravagant though. And Louis was able to deny the full wall off in the center of the map. Gonna be picking off a little wall segment right now as well. We have 3 stables. Blacksmith coming down as well for Louis. For Mista, we don't have any production. There's not a single military production building for TheMista at the moment. He is sitting on 2 TC, 40 villagers, so it's not like he actually has an eco lead either. He's down a villager to loueMT. He's down, yeah, he's gonna be consistently down a villager. Well, it looks like more timing. Well, yeah, that makes sense because TheMista got his second TC up about a minute. No, about 45 seconds, 30 seconds before TheMista did. And Louis is still focusing down wall segments. The ones that aren't fully completed yet, they do take double damage. Mista has 15 villagers on wood. He's about to go into castle. Are we gonna see the white tower? Yeah. there it is in the center of his base. The king is still over on the other side. High trade house coming through as well for loueMT. That click up is gonna be about a minute and a half earlier than the Mista's. So not only is Mista down a villager to he's down a villager in terms of just timing, and then that's it, but they will be equal on villagers for the most part. loueMT is getting his veterancies, he's getting upgrades up and running right now. King got really low right there. That king needs to chill inside of a TC. Charge up coming up down here south of the Mista's base. Nice reaction time, doesn't lose a single villager. A lot of TC fire coming down onto those units, and sorry about that. One scout does go down. A lancer, or excuse me, one early light, or both of the early knights are pretty heavily damaged as well. Another charge off goes off onto the king. He needs to go into the TC and unable to. And the Mista is reacting with his own knights now, getting produced from the white tower with the increased production speed. Monastery coming down as well for the Mista. Checking over here with our RUS player, 3 stables, and that is pretty much it. His own monastery in order to start grabbing those relics. There's one warrior monk out. He already grabbed the relic. Where are you, Mr. Warrior Knight? Warrior monk grabs the center relic. Where's the second one? Over here, going up to the northwestern relic. Gonna be able to grab that uncontested as well. Monk is barely getting produced for the Mista. He's going to be getting the westernmost relic if able. loueMT charge goes off on the villagers at the gold, able to block it. Nice little control right there by Mista, able to block off the charge with his own knight. Amazing play right there, amazing control. And now we have 5 knights for the Mista with his king. Charge goes off on the monk and dies. Another little bit of harass coming down here on the southern side of the Mista's base, able to pick off his loueMT is able to pick off his first villager of the game with the amount of harass that he's been doing. That's quite surprising. And now we have 3 total relics for Louis. 2 have already been checked in, 1 is on the way. Knight is running around in the back of Louis's base for the Mista, scouting around, seeing if he could pick off any stragglers. Nice little, wait, what are you doing? What are you doing, little warrior monk? A little bit of a chase going on over here. Has the second monk been produced yet? Not yet, but there are 5 knights for loueMT chilling over there next to the westernmost relic. It looks like he's not even going to be able to grab one at this rate, since loueMT does have 3 warrior monks out at the moment. 3 have been checked, 3 relics have been checked in, the 4th one is on its way, and Louis will be able to move all 3 of those warrior monks over to the westernmost relic to grab that as well. So the moment one monk gets sniped off, the second would be able to pick it up, the third will be able to pick it up after that if necessary. Nice full surround onto that knight from loueMT. Charge coming through on these villagers, and still only at 1 villager kill. The control coming through from our English player has been really good this game. To be able to only lose 1 villager throughout this entire thing, throughout all this harass, is completely astonishing. Meanwhile, over here on the eastern side, we do have a couple knights. Are they gonna why didn't you guys charge? Why didn't the knights just charge in? He would have been able to get 2 kills right there easily after that charge damage. The fifth and final relic has been picked up by Mista. He will be bringing it back to his base. A little bit of harass coming over here on the northern side of loueMT's base. 2 knights picking off 3 villagers so far. A 4th one will be potentially going down if the Mista's able to get okay, 4th villager goes down, and now the rest of the knights and warrior monks have been pulled to defend against this. That's a lot of cav for both sides. The Mista sitting at 75 villagers with 21 military, 16 knights, 2 spears, king, monk, and scout. Meanwhile, for loueMT, he's sitting on 72 workers, or 72 villagers in this case, 23 military supply, 18 knights, and 5 warrior monks. That's his entire army. He has essentially no diversity in his army. It's just gonna be knights and warrior monks. Counter walls coming in right here on the western side, full wall off for loueMT in the middle and in the south. While the one in the south is coming up little by little, full wall offs are done on the northern and western sides of his base. A little bit of a burn down attempt right now for the Mista in order to apply more pressure onto loueMT. These walls are buying so much time, especially since they're fortified palisade walls. They're not your normal palisade walls. 2,500 health on each wall segment compared to 1,250. Literally double the amount. Wait, right? 1,250. That was 2,500, right? Yeah, so double the health. They are a lot stronger. And then our veteran spears are out for the Mista in order to be able to push back loueMT's army. Do that little extra damage. The Mista's economy is huge at the moment, and now the militia have been called. This might be the final fight, in all honesty. If the Mista is able to deal with this in a very significant manner, he will be able to push into, charge goes off onto the veteran spears. This could be the end of it all. These spears need to get better connections onto the knights. A full surround over here on the southern side. Bows are going off in the background. There's a little bit of harass coming off. King gets sniped, or king goes down, not necessarily sniped. There is a monk right here popping heals on as many units as it possibly can, but it looks like the knights are overwhelming the Mista. Full cleanup right here with the knights, the warrior monks, and the militia for loueMT onto the Mista's army. That was a full cleanup, essentially full. Only one little knight is going to be able to go back home and tell the story. In the back of all of this, loueMT was able to pick off 10 villager kills in order to take the lead once again with 85 villagers to 83. Berkshire Palace is getting dropped for the Mista. Where are you placing this monstrosity? Right at the front of his base. So from here on out, if loueMT wants to push from the, well, technically eastern side of the Mista's base, he has to come with bombards or with trebuchets. Well, actually, no, you can't even really do it with bombards unless you have about 5 or 6 in order to burn it down quickly enough. Otherwise, you're going to be in range of the Berkshire, and your bombards are going to be taking a lot of damage. It does have, what, 14 range, I believe it is? 13 range? A little bit of harass coming up here on the northern side. Wait, how did you guys get in? Wait. How did these knights get in? Where's the gap? And now the Berkshire, actually I think I lied, it has 15 range, right? Range. Yeah, it has 15 range, because the only thing that's able to hit it without getting shot at is the trebuchet. Attempted counter walls coming in over here on the southern side of the Mista's base. That way he will not be able to fully wall this off. There's only a single villager right here that will go down quite quickly, unable to get a single wall segment up. High armory is coming down for loueMT Where do you have your armory, Louis? Ooh, that's a pretty forward armory. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that positioning. Wait, how are you hitting that? Like, for reals? That's nowhere near in range. And an archer for loueMT just, what is that range? Oh, there it is. I wasn't looking at the range. I was looking at the radius for the network of citadels. Wait, he should be sitting on, okay, he doesn't have a network of citadels yet. He's still sitting on a network of castles, but that's fine. I was totally looking at the wrong freaking, the wrong range. From here backward, or from here forward, however you want to call it. Wow. Okay. First trebuchet is out for TheMista. He is going to start sieging down, or he already started sieging down this wooden fortress. It'll be going down in another 2 shots. Sprinkles are being made now for for loueMT. TheMista will need to counteract these Sprinkles with his own. The moment the Springled peeks out though, look at how quickly it just died. This trebuchet is protected by the Berkshire Palace. That is absolutely insane. Look at that range though. He's just, man. Oh, I didn't click. All right, I clicked off of it. Look at that range. That's absolutely absurd. Now we do have a forward tower coming up for loueMT. A little bit of an attempted run by with spears over here on the southeastern side of the map. A lot of those spears did get picked off by, oh, is that how they got in? No, that doesn't make any sense because the knights were over here. I honestly have no idea how those knights got in because this has been fully walled off since what, like the 10-minute mark? Anyways, we do have some elite archers coming over here, but the full walls have finished up for the most part. And now the hand cannons are attempting to break through the palisade walls over here on the eastern side of the map. What are these archers plan on doing? They could sit right here and get a couple kills if loueMT is paying attention, which I don't believe he was, but now the outpost will be able to warn him of the imminent doom that is there. Some more walls are coming in over here on the eastern side of the map for TheMista in order to be fully walled off and a little bit safer on his move outs. This Berkshire, imagine if this Berkshire was like a tile or 2 tiles forward. That means it'd be shooting up to here. Yeah, the ramp is already pretty deadly to begin with, but if it was okay, so let's just say loueMT put it up right next to the stone outcropping, right? What is that? That's 1, 2, no, 1, 2. So that'll be an extra 2 tiles of range. Where are you at right now? Or not 2 tiles of range, but it'd be attacking 2 tiles further. So 1, 2. The radius would be about right here. And loueMT would have been denied from all of this. And now we have the stone walls coming in over here on the western side of the map as well. A lot of villagers are getting picked off. Nice walls off by TheMista, but he forgot to put an escape plan into play. No doors, no gates, no nothing. Those villagers, they had an honorable sacrifice, a very noble sacrifice. TheMista is attempting to rotate over here to the southeastern side of the map. He does need to get a little bit more damage in. He's already got 25 villager kills against TheMista's 12. And this trebuchet has been putting in a lot of work, destroying segments wherever it can. What are these archers doing over here? Not much. Archers over here at this gold as well, just picking off whatever they possibly can throughout the map. Nice little placements. And how did you guys get through? How did these horsemen get through? What the heck? And now there are about 10 horsemen in the back of our English players' base, just doing quite a bit of damage. A total of 34 villagers. So that's another 9 villager kills that loueMT has been able to get. There is a pretty decent battle coming on over here on the western side, or excuse me, eastern side of the map. The Berkshire put in quite a bit of damage. You see, if it was 2 more up, it'd be covering up to like right here. So a lot more units would have went down for loueMT on the retreat. We have bows going off everywhere. Oh, he was able to break down the wall segment before the stone wall was fully up, and that's what happens when you only have 1 villager building stone wall. The Strutsky are out, and we'll see what TheMista is going to be able to do with that. Do against that. He doesn't have a single manga now out. He does have 4 Springles and 1. Oh, this does open up possibilities. Not really. It doesn't really open up any possibilities for TheMista on the northern side of the map, but these horsemen are still putting in a ton of work. A total of 53 villager kills for loueMT to the 13 of TheMista. TheMista was sitting at about 125-ish villagers, and now he's down to 89. He needs to queue up more. He needs to get that eco back up and running. These archers down here, it looks like they were able to get all. Wait, is he able to? He's actually able to go squeeze through there. It's not fully walled off. Oh, wow. That's a really, really nice spot for another attempted run by. It does look like the horsemen that were in the back of the base, or well, technically to the west of TheMista's base, have been fully cleaned up, and now a decent little counterattack coming through from TheMista with nothing but spearmen coming onto this gold vein on the northern side of the base. They will be able to pick off a couple villagers, not too much, since there is a keep and a fortified fortress or wooden fortress right there as well to defend the villagers, as long as Louis pays attention, which it doesn't seem like he is. About 6 villagers have went down. More and more are going down as well. A total of 20 villager kills for TheMista to loueMT's 57 though. And we see a few more villagers getting produced. The wall gets deleted right here, right at the gold, because TheMista realized that it wasn't really doing anything. He has to rebuild the wall to be flush. What are these units doing? They're on move instead of a move. There were a lot of villagers for loueMT coming over here to the stone in order to grab whatever they can. A couple other villagers, or excuse me, a couple hand cannoneers are getting thrown away from what it seems like. Another bow goes off towards the forward outpost. More units over here on the northern side, still trying to pick off a couple more villagers. 39 villager kills for TheMista. And the neutralization of the southern sacred site is about to begin. There's an idle villager next to the stone. Mr. Villager, go to the stone. A keep is getting... Oh, that's within range. That's... Yeah, that covers the entire stone. Okay, so... stupid. We need to see a stone wall come up right here. He only has 420 stone, but he needs to use some of that in order to build a stone wall right here, so he doesn't have to worry about it. And he needs to start layering up his palisade gate or palisade walls as well. This wooden fortress, or excuse me, okay, so he's just gonna do a full wraparound instead, because it's gonna take way too long to kill those off. Better than nothing. So he's going to be fully stonewalled on the northwestern side of the map. A little bit of a stone wall right here in between as well. 700 gold left onto that, or 700 gold left on this vein. TheMista has a full 1200 stone outcropping in the back of his base. A little bit of a risky one right here. Shots are getting popped off and we have our fight about to start right now. Hand cannoneers, horsemen. Oh, the horsemen are attempting to go into the back in order to snipe off the Springles as quickly as possible. The Berkshire Palace is putting in a lot of work though. Mangonels, 4 Mangonel total, are going to be firing upon those hand cannoneers. They need to be stutter step backwards. Quite a few horsemen were able to make it into the back line in order to attempt to start the harassment. Not a single Mangonel is up though for our English player. He needed at least 2 in this situation, especially since the Springles did get picked off quite quickly. Mango shots to the back, completely decimating the hand cannoneers. So many rams are pushing forward, getting rid of that Berkshire. A lot of the defensive capabilities and a lot of the damage has been reduced for TheMista. GG gets called and game goes to loueMT. Oh, that was a very well done game by TheMista. He needed mangonels at the end though. He really needed mangoes at the end. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I hope to see you guys next time.